Start, Mary, by asking you about President Biden's visit yesterday to Detroit, to the Detroit Auto Show. President Biden said, among other things, that the great American road trip is going to be electrified. It was a good line. I want to ask you what you would give as an assessment of the administration's efforts on electric vehicles. How important is that to GM and to the future of the industry? And I have to ask a practical question. Suppose we had a future president who didn't feel so strongly about electric vehicles, who reversed the momentum that Biden and his administration have made in this direction. What difference would that make for GM?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here, so thank you so much, David, for having me. First of all, the show was great. For General Motors, it was the first time all of our electric vehicle, our whole portfolio that's, we're selling right now, but that all of our electric vehicles were in one place, from the Hummer truck to the Chevy Equinox EV, the Chevy Silverado EV, the Blazer, and more, the Cadillac Lyriq, the list goes on. So it was exciting for us to have all of those in one place. And, I think it's going to be a very important show when people start to see, first of all, electric vehicles are beautiful at General Motors because back in 2018, we started working on a dedicated platform because we recognized if you try to convert an internal combustion engine to a vehicle to an electric, you have to make compromises. You have to compromise on range or performance. The vehicles that we have coming out, there's no compromises, and they're beautiful. And that's not just my opinion. I mean, we're getting really great response every time we reveal a new vehicle, and the orders also, or the reservations, or the hand raisers also tell that story. So I think it's going to be significant from that perspective. From an administration perspective, I think the work that was done on the bipartisan infrastructure bill to make sure there's charging infrastructure. Because when we talk to customers and say, hey, would you consider an electric vehicle? They say, well, first of all, it's got to have the right range, and that's around 300 miles. All of our electric vehicles that are out now or coming off of the Ultium platform have an option of 300, or sometimes, for instance, the Chevy Silverado EV truck is 400 miles of range. So range is important. It's got to be beautifully designed. It has to be at an affordable price point, but then they worry about charging infrastructure. So to really make sure that EV adoption grows, the charging infrastructure piece was very important of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act. So that was key. Not necessarily electric vehicles, but really for all vehicles, the CHIPS Act was incredibly important. And that's important only to make sure we can deliver products that people want, but also from a national security perspective.